Hi YouTube, my name's Sean Connors and welcome back to Outsiders. As you probably know, this week I've been incredibly pushed for time due to the Tomb of Curses and various other things going on in my life. It's been an incredibly tough and taxing week. My baby daughter is due to be born tomorrow morning, UK time. Well, any time after 8 AM in the morning actually. It's by cesarean, so wish us luck there. But I just wanted to, before I leave, no videos for you for a few days while we get things sorted out. I just wanted to do a DM's Tips program a little bit different than the norm, okay? Now, in all things in life, all rules are made to be broken, as you know, and we are moving the videos forward ever so slowly towards a more, what I call a more cohesive and more advanced stage. Now, that's still going to take time, but there is one thing a lot of people, a lot of DMs can do, whether they be inexperienced or experienced, which can greatly enhance their game, and it is actually breaking one of the fundamental rules. Now, you may recall from earlier videos, DM's Tips, I had a video called Preparation, Preparation, Preparation. What can you do but preparation? And that is very, very true. Most of the time, it is absolutely true. However, we all find ourselves in situations where, you know, for whatever reason, we just, the mood's gone out of the game, we're not quite ourselves, we're not sure it's working, you know, perhaps we're just not feeling the inspiration, you know, and you get yourself a little bit low. It's not a situation where, you know, it's sort of, you know, you're being burnt out, but it's in that sort of mode where you're not quite sure, you know, other players really enjoying this, I'm not really getting anything out of it, what should I do, sort of situation. Then this is a time to break some of the fundamental rules. This is a time where you can do something really radical. And like a lot of recent videos, you know, please bear with me and do take what I say as something that you should try out every now and again. This is a hugely risky thing to do, but is so valuable for DMing. You see, sometimes when you find yourself in that situation and you think, I don't know what to do, you know, actually the best thing you can do is go in completely unprepared. I mean, almost to the degree where you're going to have to ad-lib totally. And the reason is it's fearful, isn't it? You go in, you're on edge because you think, God, I've got nothing prepared, I don't really know what I'm going to be doing. But it gets the old DM's juices going, you know? And it can really reinvigorate you. And also, you've got to be using all the skills, listening more, because you've got to be picking up on those little details the players say, yeah, he suggested that, it's a great idea, better run with it. And you start quickly sketching things out in your mind or writing a couple of notes down. And all the time you're trying to pace the game because you're saying things like, yeah, of course, yeah, you want to think about that, that's great, yeah, brilliant, oh good, that might buy me a couple of minutes, I'll think about this. So you're pacing the game and you're using all the core fundamental skills at your disposal. So you're working out deliberate tactics to utilise, drawing information out of the players, making things seem more important, really putting some emphasis on things perhaps that aren't, so you're really doing your absolute best. But because it's an exhilaration rush, yeah, it can really test you. Now, as an inexperienced player, you might think, that's a bridge too far for me. I mean, I've got to be prepared. And you know what, to a large degree, you're absolutely right. And for an experienced player, you think, oh, I always prepare. Yeah, but do you? I mean, let's be honest here. Now, I've DM'd for 25 years, and, well, over that now, we must be pushing 27 years. But, the bottom line is that, you know, everybody, I mean, I believe I'm one of the best prepared DMs you're ever going to meet. But even for me, there are times when I've got to go back to the basics. And the only way to feel them, and that's one of the great things about a hobby, is deliberately go out of your way to break some of the rules so that you can actually really test yourself again and find your feet as a DM, find your voice, find your skills, and really reinvigorate yourself. It's a tough thing to do when you're inexperienced, is to challenge yourself, but you shouldn't be doing this until you've got a good dozen plus games under your belt. And maybe the only reason you need to feel that adrenaline rush is so that you can actually see what part of the envelope you can push, and you can't do it another way. But you always have, if you're inexperienced, good DMs will always have backup plans. As an inexperienced DM, the same thing still applies to help you. Have your list ready, you know, have the odd encounter ready to run if you need to buy some time, have some well thought out NPCs if you need something off the fly, you're not really good at this sort of thing. But for the experienced DM, I tell you now, go in blind. Don't try and think about it. Just go in and run a session. Have fun doing it. Bring back the mystery in your game by being creative and going back to basics. Sometimes, you know, you'll find your feet, and what you find out about yourself is invaluable. So you could call this an exceptionally unusual DM's tips. How would you phrase it? I suppose it's DMing blind is probably the best way to describe it. But I'll tell you what, by the end of it, you'll see an awful lot of light. And it's really invigorating at times, and it can really do your game a lot of good. But just be mindful to balance when to do it, and it shouldn't be done all the time. And if you are a DM that does this all the time, kudos to you, well done. But it's a very dangerous style of DMing. You've got to have a very good memory, and you've got to be writing down a lot of notes, because if you're anything like me, it's easy to forget facts. But if you can do that, great. Anyway, I've been Sean Collins. This has been DM's Tips. Until the next time, happy gaming and see you soon. And wish me luck. Take care.